everybody, to another talk with jjumperss. This this podcast will be about relationships. It's just us three, so it'll be a little more quieter. But that's kind of
not like y'all saw the first part.
Yeah. that first take was
a little bit of a ASMR moment.
Sure. I don't know if it caught it.
The worst ASMR in my life.
Okay. Before we get into this, just quick disclaimer. All these questions below are not meant to affect your current relationship. This is a podcast, and we are answering these questions with transparency, not meant to be taken personally. So, for the first question is, where should trust fall in a relationship?
Oh.
Whoever wants.
You got that.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Well, it depends. Big time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Trust. Well, trust is something is a big part of a relationship. If you can't trust, the biggest, yeah. If you can't trust your partner, it can't happen. You know, because
yeah.
How do I word this out? You can't do certain, like, most things if there's no trust.
Yeah.
Without someone getting mad or just having always something to say. So I feel like trust has something, has a big role to do with a relationship, because sorry,
No, it's fine.
I keep repeating myself. Basically, yeah. To keep it short, you guys can't be happy or can't have a good time with each other if there's no trust.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sense of security if you can't trust the other person and you can't trust them, or they can't trust you. Because if they can't trust you, now you're like kind of walking on eggshells every moment you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can't trust them, you have no sense of security. You're going to be like overthinking. You need to have some sort of trust if there's going to be like longevity there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because it's like, if you, like, just in literally any aspect of a relationship, you can't have a relationship without having to not trust that person. Like, you have to trust that person, you know, with everything, like where you're going, or like just like literally anything. It's a key component to a relationship. It's like, it's one of the founding, like, bricks
Exactly.
to everything. But it's not even like relationships like a boy and a girl, or like a guy and a girl, or whatever, like girl. It just like even with like friends.
Yeah, you need to have that security.
Boundaries as well.
Yes, boundaries. But yeah, trust is one of the biggest in a relationship. Next question is, do you get nervous meeting the parents or the older siblings more, and why?
You got that? Okay. For me, well, because I'm currently in a relationship. With my current relationship, she doesn't have any siblings, so there's no like worry there.
Mm-hmm.
I met her mom before. That was like interesting. It wasn't bad, but
it was like an awkward.
Yeah,
like,
it was just like I want to like delve too like personal into it, but like it was just like a thing. I wasn't like that nervous, but it was just like, it was an interaction.
Yeah.
When it came to like past relationships, I normally have good like experiences with when it comes to older or younger siblings. I can normally connect with them a lot more. Parents are a little bit more nerve-wracking because I feel like they're a little more judgmental, and that first impression, it matters a lot more with a parent, because
than with the sibling.
You can probably connect with the sibling on like a bunch of different levels. With the parent, it's harder to connect with them like that.
Yeah, because it's like that's their child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the opposite. Well, I've only ever had a few, not too many. I feel like I've had like one relationship where I actually got to meet the parents, and they're really sweet, very. I feel like I could talk to them about anything. They were very open-minded, very sweet. But I feel like I have more trouble with the siblings, because obviously like that's like they're closer. They have like a more bond, kind of like best friends in a way, you know. So I feel like it's like when you meet your best friend's other friend group. Like, oh, you're nervous, you know. Yeah, I feel like for me the parents, they were really sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like I have more of an easier time because obviously, it's for me it's easy to like make a good first impression, especially the parents. But for siblings, obviously it's more different, more
Yeah.
complex. So in my situation at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never met other people's parents in my past relationships. But this one that I'm in, it's like I met the older sibling and the parents. So, but I feel like I felt more nervous meeting the sibling rather than I did the parents. I feel like I'm more comfortable like with parents.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in general, I feel like you should be more nervous meeting the parents, because that's like that's who you're going to be with, you know, or who you want to be with for the long run.
I think it's like, because I know for me personally, I have like older siblings. I talk a lot about my girlfriend to like my older siblings, like specifically my older sister. I'm really close to her.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's not judgmental at all. Like, and she's met her before, and they get along really well. And I feel like what?
Do you want?
My.
You're looking at it.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like because I talk about her so much, my sister already has a good impression of my girlfriend. When it comes to my parents, I don't get the opportunity as much as I do on my sister, so it's a lot more. Every chance they get to meet her, they're having like new opinions of her. They're like learning more about her, much more than my sister is.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, that was the question. No, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one is, who should pay on a date and why? Who should?
I took the first one last time.
Well, for the first date, I feel like
No, on just a date.
a date.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's the question. Who should pay on a date and why? But yeah, just first date if you want.
A lot of people would usually say the guy,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I feel like both. I feel like, cause for me, I guess cause how I am, how I was raised, I was always taught to be independent, you know, and if I'm able to pay for my own stuff, I will. You know, I don't really like when people pay for me, so it's not like that I don't like it, but I find it like it makes me nervous. Not like nervous, but embarrassed in a way. You know, not in like the like embarrassed, like, oh, like, you know, like the bad way. Just like oh, you know, like I could have just bought it myself, you know. But yeah, for me, yeah, I said it a few times before. Yeah, either take turns. Like I could pay one day, and you could pay the next time. You know, it's like take turns. You know, make it equal.
Yeah.
Because you don't obviously want to pay all the time.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you don't want them to pay all the time. You know, so I feel like keep it equal, 50-50. You know, I feel like it'll be good.
Yeah. I feel like everybody should have that same answer. Like it should be equal.
Yeah. Like for me personally, I do like to pay most of the time, but if there's absolutely nothing wrong with going like 50-50 on everything. I don't think anyone should feel embarrassed to go 50-50 on anything.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big like culture thing where it's just people are like embarrassed if like their girl pays for them, and I feel like that's pretty weird. I'd have no problem going 50-50. Me personally, I like to pay.
Yeah, it does feel nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, I think I mean, yeah, it's like it should be 50-50, but for the most part, like it's how people are raised and how they're taught to see that kind of aspect. So for me, I do say like I should pay, like as a guy I should pay. But I mean, then again, I'm with her, and it's like oh, I have this, you have this much, let's just split this much, or I'll pay and you pay next time, you know.
And I feel like that's a really pretty thing too, because not all people that like, oh no, like, or sometimes they get angry. You know, but I feel like actually having like, oh, you know, like having a sweet talk, how you just described it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really beautiful thing to have.
Because I feel like when you do it, when it's out of an obligation, like I feel obligated to pay, that doesn't make it as sentimental as it should be. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
want
a
to pay
different-
because I care about them. I want to treat them,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily because I feel an obligation to.
Yeah.
Like if you do it out of the kindness of your heart, and not because you feel obligated to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just because
Like,
you're
not
a
because you
certain
have
role.
to, just because you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For this one, it's what is your ideal first date? Just ideally.
Ideally, it doesn't really matter. I just want to be with them. Like, it can be inexpensive. It involves food always.
Yeah,
But,
always.
like,
Has
going
to.
to a park or something, getting like a little picnic together, just being able to talk to them, be with them, have their presence.
Yeah.
That's always ideal for any date, not even just the first date.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would say, probably nothing too quiet, you know, because it's like you do want to be able to talk to them, communicate with them, especially on a first date. You're trying to get to know the person. It's like no movies or I said museum last time, but now that I'm thinking about it, probably not.
I mean, museums could work.
Yeah,
But, like,
is.
yeah,
they
depends on the
could,
museum.
but you'd have to be a little quieter. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's no really ideal first date with me. It's just I wanna see you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. For me, well, I really like green scenery. So obviously for me, it would be my ideal date would be a park, or just somewhere really beautiful, a beautiful setting, and food. Oh my God, food has to be there.
It has to be on.
It has to be there on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
No, or not on the grass, but like obviously like a picnic. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be really pretty, because you're just having yourselves. You know, like you don't have other people around you. You don't have you just have you and the person you're talking to. And I feel like that's really cute because you get to bond, you know? Like a
Mhm.
one-on-one, you get to know each other, like exactly.
Yeah.
Talk, and you're also having to eat, you know?
Yeah.
Food is bonding.
Very.
Food is bonding.
Very.
Food is bondage.
If there's no food, I'm out.
That's a pro tip.
Yep.
Food. Bring food. Make sure
No
you have
food,
food.
no date.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I would say it. It's like in a toxic relationship, you know, it's like if the girl is like, oh no, you need to do this, or I want this, I want to go here, you know, so then automatically you have to do that, you know. So I feel like sometimes like the guy might not enjoy that time, because he's like, he knows already where to go, what to pay for, what to do, might happen, you know. So I feel like if that isn't like if that's a first ideal date, then no.
I feel like there's a balance there, because like if your girl is telling you like, hey, could we do this, can we go here, that guy might not be good at like planning dates, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But she's basically communicating what'd be meaningful to her, and if a guy wants to do that, I don't think there's absolutely anything wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, yeah, it's a balance. If a girl is like demanding, let's go here, buy me this, buy me that,
Mm-hmm.
that's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's one thing recommending places, and then another thing is like, oh, demanding to go here. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you guys want to go on a date, you should both come to an agreement
Mhm.
on where to go. Something close, far, anything. The beach. That'd be a good one. The beach.
Yeah, the beach
we've
would be
gone-
really nice. Watching the
I went to
sunset
the
at the
beach
beach.
with my girlfriend. Best day.
Yeah.
So fun.
I want to go. I went to the metro one time. I took it all the way down to Santa
The
Monica.
the train.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah. It's fun. It's so fun. Currently, do you see a future with your significant other? And is there something you're looking forward to?
That question's for you.
Yeah.
Not
Of
me.
course, I see a future with my girlfriend. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's our 1 year.
Wow.
Aw.
So that's after this. I'm gonna go buy her flowers. I'm gonna have a whole thing for tomorrow. So that's really really cool.
That's
Yeah,
so
I feel like getting into that relationship, I always knew that like I wanted something serious, because I'm like a naturally very busy person. So I'm like, if I'm going to get in a relationship, it's going to be with the right person. It's going to be for the right reasons, and that's who I found. I found the perfect person for me. I don't need anything else, just need her.
That's good.
So.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I don't have a relationship, but obviously, when I do look for one, I want it to be long term, right? And something that'll be adjustable to my, as like you said, like I'm also a very busy person. You know,
Mhm.
I'm in clubs, I work, you know, and
Yeah.
then I'm just busy in general, you know.
Yeah.
And so like I would want something that you know that corresponds with my schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and then something, yeah. You know? Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk that much.
Yeah. That I'm definitely. I would.
Yeah, something serious is there. It's
Yeah,
there.
'cause
I don't want
I'm-
like little. I don't want fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not the type of person to just be hopping from relationship to relationship looking for that like that
Just like sense of dopamine.
yeah,
Yeah.
that like oh like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
the
I don't.
honeymoon stage.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
there's necessarily. Well, for your own mental health, I wouldn't recommend it, but I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. Not to like shame people or anything.
Mhm.
Just like you need to be communicating that, and if you're doing it like that, and you're communicating it to people and they understand, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
not personally for me.
Yeah. But yeah, something I'm looking forward to is probably the 1 year also. We're close to 8 months in like a week or 2 weeks. Damn.
Time flies.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
the 8 month and then it's Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Dude, I got hit with the Christmas back to back with their birthday, now our anniversary, then
Oh,
Valentine's.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
The wallet was hurting.
Wallet is still hurting, but
Wallet
Wallet is
has-
hurting.
Wallet has cobwebs.
I still got it, bro.
It's okay. I get to save my money. So.
Yeah. You get to save up for a relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to just the future. I'm so like excited for everything that can happen and might happen, will happen. There's definitely something. She's definitely the person that I'd want to stay with.
That's good.
Yeah. So this subtopic is called digging deeper.
Ooh.
We're getting into the deep ones.
Whoa. So I feel like this is just a general, like, easing into that topic. How big of a role should communication be in a relationship? The biggest role.
The biggest,
Yeah,
the
for me.
biggest role. Because if you can't communicate, how are you guys gonna understand each other?
Yeah.
And then another, yeah, and leading to that, when you do communicate, when you listen to them talk, listen to understand them, not to get a response. You know, it's like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Like,
you
listen.
listen and
we
try to
don't touch.
understand.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, like listen to try and understand how they feel, and not just listen to find a response to that. You know, I feel like that's something that a lot of people overlook. Like a lot of people, when they, like, for example, when they get into arguments with their relationships,
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people just listen and respond, but they don't listen and try and understand. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, communication is really big.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has to do something big with the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think communication, the foundation to like everything,
Yep.
like your loyalty, your trust, everything. I think it all starts with communication. I think you need to communicate your boundaries. Just massively important. And like you said, we're just like, people tend to listen just for a response.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a big problem because people treat arguments like debates, where it's just like they're
Yeah.
finding.
Yeah, and it's like it's them against each other, but it really is just them against the problem.
Exactly.
And that's
they
what a
need
lot of people
They need
don't
to work
notice.
together. They need
Exactly.
to understand each other, not prove one is right or
Mhm.
prove one didn't do anything wrong.
I'm never wrong.
But yeah, it's important to like always consider their feelings, regardless of like anything. You need your partner to feel comfortable. You need them to feel safe around you.
Yeah.
Especially to open up if it's like a deep and meaningful conversation like that. You definitely need them to feel comfortable, like have them be able to trust you.
Because they need to be comfortable to
communicate.
bring up problems in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to be an open space for them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, communication is like the biggest role, along with trust.
That and loyalty.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Definitely loyalty. I'm glad the AC turned off. Jesus. I felt like it was like blocking us. But yeah, it's like communication has to be one of the biggest factors in a relationship. Especially because of like even like small little arguments, like those can turn into big things, or like, and like they'll bring up stuff from the past, and that just shows a lack of communication, you know, because it's like if you're holding in so many thoughts, and you're not able to express what you're feeling with that person, I feel like that's them being silent. And I feel like sometimes silence is louder than words in some cases, because if you're quiet enough to not be responsive, it's like, you know, it says something. It says something about how they feel, or how much they can trust you or can't trust you.
Communication will always be the key to longevity in a relationship.
Yep.
Any relationship,
Because
with
if
anybody.
there's no communication, I feel like it kind of creates like a distance between you guys, because you're not really knowing things about each other that's going on.
Yeah. Alright. But yeah, communication. Everybody's watching. If you're in a relationship, communicate.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Talk to your partner and make sure you know how they feel.
Yes. If you are like, if you have a problem, just say it. Don't bottle it up, and just let it sit. And then when you guys get into an argument, then bring it up then, because that's just like a back-to-back, like, oh, you said this, well, how about this time? Or you're doing this, but how about when you did this, you know?
Yeah, don't hold grudges.
Yeah.
Don't hold resentment for anyone.
It's like
Yeah.
something my mom said. It's better to have one crazy person than two in an argument.
Yeah.
Always try to fix the problem in a calmly manner.
Yeah.
You know, don't ever start escalating things and saying
Yeah.
stuff you don't mean.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know.
Like, try not to raise your voice in it, or there's like learn to control that, you know, like that like want
Yeah.
to
Like,
have like the upper hand in
Yeah, like
in
the-
the argument.
it's like you always want to have the upper hand.
Yeah.
That's something you guys gotta work on.
Yeah.
Never think you're like better than your partner. Never.
No, that-
Yeah,
Never think that.
Yeah. Cause then if you say something bad, and it's like, and then like you realize you hurt their feelings, or you hurt them, then it's like if you're drunk and then you realize you did something,
Yeah.
and you go sober, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, like
Not from experience, I don't do that.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, and that's what I like. What I mean when you say like have it in a calming manner, because I feel like if you escalate things and you guys are just angry
Yeah.
at that point, I feel like you're gonna say stuff you don't mean,
Yeah.
and obviously the words are sharp.
Yeah.
Words are like knives.
Yep. Sometimes words cut deeper than actions will.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. And I feel like that also falls into communication, is being honest.
Yeah.
Being honest about what you say. Because if you're just stacking lies and lies and lies and making it in a big cobweb, it's just like you're going to have to remember what you lied about because you said this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I feel like you're gonna contradict yourself.
Yeah. And then they'll catch you, and then it all falls apart. And that probably has caused a bunch of relationships.
Just don't lie. Just be honest.
Yeah.
There's no reason to lie.
Yeah.
Like if you guys completely do trust each other, I'm sure they'll understand with each
Exactly.
other. You know?
And like even if what you say might hurt their feelings, at least you're being honest. Like at least you're saying it. Because if you were to just keep it and hide from them, and then them later find out, you know, it's just like it causes so much more of a bigger problem than it could have been if you just said it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Communication, man. How do you approach an argument or a small disagreement? That's the next question.
For that, you just gotta approach it calmly. Like, you always have to be aware of what the other person's feeling. Maybe they're like not having a good day. Maybe they're like going through their own stuff. That doesn't make your problem any less important. I feel like people need to realize that, because they're like, oh, well, they might be going through this, so it's like not a problem. It could still be a problem. Just you need to know how to respond and how to bring it up. So once you do that, just be calm. Don't be like aggressive or anything. And then the problem, just work together with them. It's, again, like what he said, it's you guys against the problem, not you guys against each other.
Yeah.
And you always have to approach arguments like that. If you want to like get through it, hold no resentment, and become stronger because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I learned that the hard way. Yeah, because well, I'm a person of small patience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like after time, I feel like I realized like, yeah, I do have my problems, but I feel like obviously we both have problems. Like in a relationship, you guys obviously are guaranteeingly gonna both have problems.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like be more considerate. You know, yeah, be considerate when it comes to an argument. Be calm, be more patient. You know, and yeah, just solve the problem together, not against each other.
Yeah, definitely. Just like if they're like going on and on about something, and they're like say they're getting emotional, you know, then just keep listening, or just have them take a second, you know, catch their breath, just hug them, have them close their eyes, like just calm down, because then it'll just, I don't know, it's just bad for that person overall to have to be doing all of that. But definitely approach in a listening manner, not judgmental at all,
or an angry manner either.
Exactly, because you shouldn't be judging them in the first place, because if you know you're going to want to spend a lot of years, or possibly even the rest of your life, with this person, you shouldn't have to be coming off that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know for me, sometimes when that ever happens, I tend to be more of like I guess like a therapist. You know what I mean? Like I have more, how would I say it? I'm not sure. I feel like I don't know. It's just like I have that like role almost set in my mind, where it's like I know how to read a situation. I know how to read a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like because I have that almost like implemented in my mind, like I have that like therapist approach. I feel like that's good for me and good for them, because I'm able to listen and also give good feedback.
Yeah.
But again, truth hurts sometimes. Whether you do like it or not, words will hurt. But it's honesty. You have to be able to be open and honest, because in the end, what if that truth changes the problem, whatever it is, for the long run, and then you don't see that again, you know? Yeah, my bad.
I forgot the question.
Same. It's like, okay.
How do you approach an argument or a small disagreement?
Oh, yeah.
Well, definitely with being calm.
Yeah, being calm.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just, people need to go into an argument or a small disagreement calmly, in a listening manner and a respectful manner, because you don't know what's going on. Or if you do, then just be ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then having a little space will always be will never be unhealthy. Like, if you're not in the position where you can talk to them, you can always ask for space or offer them space if you need that time to recollect your thoughts.
Yeah.
Be able to properly communicate what it is you're having a problem with or what they're having a problem with.
Yeah.
Always be in the right state of mind, and if you need space for that, take all of it as you need.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and especially if you're not in a good mood, it's best to like be alone. Then don't take it out, because you could take it out on other people.
Yeah.
If you don't really have space to yourself.
Yeah, and if you are going to have an argument or like a disagreement, I'd rather it be in person, because over text you can't read how people are saying a certain thing. So it's like your emotions and how you feel then might affect the way you read it, and then in turn create another problem. So it's like I would rather, like, even on call, so you're able to hear how they're saying it, how they're feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah, because over text, from experience, that sucks.
It could be miscommunicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, or misinterpreted.
Yeah. Misleading, misinterpreted, all of it. This is a big one. Would you let your partner keep pictures of their ex? Ooh.
Depends on the context, I guess.
Okay. Explain.
If it's like, it depends on like their current status with their ex. Like, I'm not opposed to them being like friends with, not like best friends, but like being cordial with them, being mutual.
Like acquaintance, just.
Yeah, because I feel like at this point, like especially in high school, you're seeing people like every day.
Yeah.
And if
definitely.
and I feel like it's best not to hold resentment against people. I personally wouldn't, and I don't have any like connection with any of my exes, but like it's not like I hate them or anything. So if it's a picture like in a group setting, I feel like that's fine.
Yeah. Obviously, you're gonna feel some way, but it's like
you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's just like a random picture of them, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
It does vary from context to context, but I'd say generally wouldn't be too comfortable with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like what he said, like if it's in a group setting, like for example, like in a friend group, right?
Yeah.
Like that's understandable, but if it's like a selfie of them or like a memory of what they used to have,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I feel like that'd be another thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like,
Yeah.
like why do you have that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you were to let them keep it, I feel like you'd always have that thought in the back of your head, like, oh, what if they miss them?
And you know
what I
they
mean?
have that like memory that's tied to that photo whenever they see it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like whenever you guys are in your separate homes, if you're in high school, then it's like, oh, well, what if they're looking at that picture, you know? And like trying to remember, get that feeling back, you know? My bad. Yeah, definitely not. I'm not saying take my advice, but if you feel comfortable enough to let your partner keep pictures of their ex, then you know that's you. That's your relationship. Every relationship is different.
We don't judge.
It varies from like person to person.
Yeah.
So
But personally, although it's not supposed to be personally, I wouldn't.
You would keep pictures?
No.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
I would not.
Oh, wait.
Would not. No. Definitely not. Because it ties back into that memory when they look into that picture, and it's just like, I don't want to have you remember that when I'm trying to have something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I guess it kind of like holds you back in a way.
Yeah. I feel like it holds them back.
Yeah.
From like almost like being their fullest with you.
Yeah, like I feel like if when you start a new relationship, you gotta start new.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta make sure that you are ready. You know.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like no photos in here.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like, you're never really gonna forget someone. You know. But
yeah.
it's good that you're in a good mental state and know that you fully moved on before you get into another relationship.
Yeah.
And I think a big part people miss with that is, they're over like the happy memories, but they need to get rid of like hate and resentment for the person. I don't think you should be going into a relationship
Like you gotta learn to like if it ended on bad terms, right? You gotta learn to forgive that. You know, you gotta move on from both the good memories and the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any good to hold resentment for pretty much anyone.
Yeah, 'cause
You
I feel
never
like-
have to like forget.
Yeah.
You don't have to be friends with your ex, but you can forgive them, be in a
Move
good mental
forward.
space, and move forward.
Yeah, because I feel like life gives you lessons, you know? And I
Yeah.
feel like everything that happens, take it as a lesson, you know? Take it, move on, grow as a person,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I was gonna say something to add on to what you said, but I forgot completely. But yeah, definitely not. But it does matter, based on setting the group picture or whatever. But and if they hide the picture,
Ooh, it's a little sketch.
Like imagine like you just open the hidden.
yeah,
On
On the
the
hidden is
phone?
On the
crazy.
hidden?
Imagine having it on hidden. Oh, I would have.
or like Snapchat, the my eyes only thing.
I would have exploded, honestly.
For real.
Like when it comes to that, calmness is not an option.
Yeah, that is.
I
not
would
an
have
option.
snapped.
I think personally I only have like one, and it is a group photo, but it's a group photo of like a friend's birthday party. So
Oh.
the
Yeah.
memory
Yeah,
isn't
I
attached to
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's attached to that friend and that party, but it's still there.
Yeah, like you just happen to be there with them, you know.
Yeah.
But that memory is for your friend.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the final question. So we're at 37 minutes. So if you want to keep talking, we can keep talking after this. But this final question: do cheaters deserve a second chance?
No,
Probably not.
flat out no.
Why would that be?
Because if they did it once, what's gonna make you think they're not gonna do it again?
Yeah.
You know, habits aren't the easiest thing to get rid of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Once you break that trust with someone, it's almost impossible to get it back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like trust is a big thing, and I feel like if you cheat, you break it, and you could fix it, but you know it's never really gonna be
The
like
same.
how it used. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you're always gonna have that thing in back of your mind, like like, you know,
Yeah.
like you're always gonna be second guessing with every move.
Yeah.
Because if they've done it once, obviously you're gonna think they could do it, which they can. You know, most people do. So that's why don't you know?
Yeah.
Like if it didn't work out, didn't work out.
Yeah. My dad told me, like it's this like quote. He said, "It takes years to build trust, but it takes a split second to break it."
It's
Which
deep.
is small
I agree with
small
you,
little
Dad.
quote, but it's very true. It takes years or even like months to be able to build that trust, but one wrong move and that's gone. And then it's like depending on the relationship, if it's a friendship, you could just like not necessarily forget about it, but it's like it depends on your friendship level. But in a relationship with a person, it's definitely a problem, because if you did see a future with them before that, like finding out that they cheated on you, then it's like it alters what you see now.
Yeah, you see them in a different light.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to like escape from that light.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and speaking of parents, yeah, my mom, she always told me, if you don't like someone, break up with them, you know, or yeah, like there's
Don't
no
lead 'em on.
need, there's no need to go behind someone's back and make things worse than they already are.
Yeah.
You know, if you feel like you need to leave,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
You're voluntarily in that relationship. Like no one's forcing you to be
like
there.
no one's forcing you, no one's obligating you. If you feel like you don't want to be with them anymore, just leave, you know. Like there's no need to make things worse or like escalate things by doing those things, because at the end of the day it's gonna break you, it's gonna break them, and it's also gonna break your image in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean image?
Because like it portrays, because as a person, you know,
Mhm.
like let's say in the future, people, you try finding out like finding someone, right? But let's say they find out that you have a history with cheating, they're gonna take that as a red flag, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know,
It's like, what's this?
yeah,
Yeah.
like they're obviously gonna see something and like, oh, well, like what if they do this now? They're gonna make the other person second guess. So like I feel like if you don't like someone, break up with them. You know, always try to leave with a clean conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm saying like it's not impossible, I have seen it before where it's like someone gets back with someone who cheated on them, but they're very rare in cases, and they have to come with like an immense amount of communication and immense amount of change. Like you have to really show them that you changed.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, then like why are you getting back with someone?
Yeah.
If you're like breaking up with someone and then getting back with them, you have to show that there was
I want that. No, I'm good right now.
Oh.
like there's some sort of change there.
Yeah.
Because then the same problem's gonna come up. The same incompatibilities are gonna show up.
Yeah. Definitely. So overall conclusion on that, no, cheaters do not deserve a check. Well,
Varies,
it
but
varies on you and that person, but typically, no.
99% of the time, no.
Yeah. That 1% is you. If it is you. I don't even know who you are. That's all the questions. So, if you guys have anything else about relationships, if y'all want, do you guys have a question?
I got a question.
All right, let's hear that question.
I was asking myself.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think I do.
Question? Any question?
Let's see. I had one, but I don't know how to word it out. Sorry. Thinking that,
We could probably just cut it out.
Okay.
So.
What's a really good memory, like kind of like a core memory of your guys' relationship?
Mine right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's always like happy. Not always, but majority of the time it's pretty good. You know what I mean? I've obviously there's going to be times where it's like there's fault, arguments, whatever. But that's a relationship. That's automatically handed to you once you.
Yeah, like you sign up for it.
Yeah, you can't avoid it, and if you do avoid it, that's just an argument.
Yeah.
But what was your question?
What's a really good memory you have of your loved one?
I think coming back from break and seeing them after so long, or I took a trip to Oregon during summer break. I left on her birthday. That was the day of my flight. I left on her birthday.
Was Oregon pretty though?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but dude, leaving on her birthday sucked. But coming back, we had our own little day. I think coming back and just seeing her after so long, it's definitely like a sense of like fulfillment. Like coming back, it's amazing.
That's good.
Okay.
After a year, has to.
You got a year
Actually-
full of memories.
The one that will always come to mind wasn't actually during the relationship. It was slightly before.
Before you guys got together?
Yeah. It was the day of my birthday. It was like a week before we got together. And we had been friends for a decent while. We had been like really, really close. And it was this day that I remember I got there in the morning. And then she told me she had a surprise for me. And I'm like, oh, a surprise. And so it was like I was at my locker. And she met me there. And she's like, close your eyes. And I immediately got scared. I was like shaking. And she was shaking too. And I'm like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah.
And she looked like she was about to cry, and I'm like, "Oh, are you okay?" And so she brings out like a flip book, and it was like a lyric book of my favorite song. Like, I don't know if you've seen those on TikTok where they do it, like "Congratulations" by Mac Miller. Mine was my favorite Daniel Caesar song, and it was really, really adorable. And I still have it. I still have it in my little box of things I keep with stuff she's gave me.
Why wouldn't you?
And yeah,
That's good though that you keep all your. I know I do.
Yeah.
All the gifts I've ever gotten, I still have them hidden, but I have them.
Yeah, I have some on like my shelf that I keep on like display, and some in a box that I keep like next to my drawer.
I wish I had shelves.
I don't have any either.
Yeah.
It's just my bed.
I just have a bunch of dressers.
Go keep it on top of a dresser.
Well, most of my of what I have with us, it's like pictures or things that she's like drawn and handwritten for me. And so I have this like square. I don't know, but you can easily put like a pin or a tack in it and it'll stay. So I just have like all of our like receipts of like where we've been, where we've eaten, like for our 3 month, I have the receipt of the In-N-Out order on my wall.
Aww.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that, keeping receipts. That's cool.
Yeah. Cause I feel like, cause we eat. I will admit we do eat.
Yeah. I think my girlfriend keeps a receipt of, like a movie date we went on the back of her phone.
Oh,
That's cool. That's cool.
I love movies. Oh, I have another question.
Okay.
What's a song that reminds you of them?
I'll let you go on that one.
I'd have to look them up.
That's fine. Okay. I have a playlist for her. Let's see.
Yeah, like, is there any specific song that resonates to a memory of you guys'?
By me. Well, the playlist I have for her is 14 hours and 52 minutes long.
Oh.
That took a lot of finding, but to be honest, most of the music I do tend to listen to is like love songs, or like songs that like resemble, like say Frank Ocean Pyramids.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good song.
Yeah. Like that song is a good one. Just mainly most of my music, to be honest.
That's good.
But if I did have to put one song, I think I would do Amber by 311.
I've never heard of it.
It's actually a pretty good song.
Yeah.
I can play it for like 2-3 seconds before we get copyrighted.
I'll make sure to hear it later.
Yes, definitely. Okay.
Amber is the color of your energy.
That.
That's a
song.
good song. I like the vibes.
Yeah. It's like a beach vibe. That was probably really, really loud.
Like plays it into the mic and
yeah.
it's boosted.
Imagine you're playing this on your TV and this is just a bass boosted ear rape. Whoa.
Whoa.
But yeah, Amber 311. That is a childhood song of mine that I grew up on since I was like 2. So definitely it's more of a personal song, but it's also how I am able to view her,
Mm-hmm.
in a song. If I were to choose a song.
Okay.
And for me, the one that comes to mind first with that song like she used for my birthday thing that I just mentioned, Superposition by Daniel Caesar.
Okay.
Also, one that like more holds a funny meaning to me. Linger by the Cranberries, because I just remember this one specific time she sent me a voice message for singing the song, and it was so adorable. And I think I have a screen recording of it. That's
funny.
That's kept for me.
That's a really nice. I feel like that song it's a very special song to most relationships. I know, because I knew some people that also had that same suggestion. It's a really nice song.
Mm-hmm.
And then just generally any like Ivan Cornejo song. because that's like her favorite artist
Mhm.
ever. So
That's good.
I feel like you can put a lot of songs to one person. There's no general one set song.
Yeah.
Because a lot of songs have different meanings. Every song has a different meaning. Yeah. You? If you were to?
If I
Since you don't.
were to, let me check.
or just like a song resonating with you right now in your current.
A song resonating.
With your current situation. That is it. Good.
Okay.
You should have your own podcast.
I feel like a song that resonates with me right now. Hold on. Damn, this playlist is long. 11 hours.
Dang.
Would either have to be well, I'm a mix. Like I'm resonating in a mix of things.
Okay.
So I have DTMF by Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also have No I Lay by Kali Uchis. But then I also have it's a lot. But yeah, if I had to choose some, it would either be No I Lay and DTMF. DTMF, my friend put me on that like a few days ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it got me emotional. It's a really nice song.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does resonate. Listen to it. Okay.
Yeah. Any other possible questions that you might have? I listed my questions. I don't really have any. Anything else?
Okay.
Nothing. Nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
Oh. Well, then there we go. That is about 50 minutes of a podcast. That's a
It
good
did not
podcast.
feel like 15
At
minutes.
all. It
Minutes.
felt
It
like
really
at
didn't.
least 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. I feel like a good half an hour.
Yeah. Well, if that is all, then that is all. This was jjumperss, Pablo, and Bryant.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming back. And thank you for joining.
Thank you.
This was Talks with jjumperss.